Hello students, hope you have gone through biology lesson 2, invention of microscopes. Today we are going to learn lesson 2, structure of cell in biology unit 2. In that we are going to learn structure of cell. Structure of cell. To start with, a generalized cell consists of 3 essential parts. Generalized means in any organism you take, the structure of the cell is similar. Depending upon their functions, the structure may have little variations. Now coming to a generalized cell consists of 3 essential parts, namely cell membrane, plasma membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm. And there are most small particles, structures are present in the cytoplasm. These are called cell organelles. Most parts of cells of a cell have a definite shape, a definite structure and definite function. And these are called cell organelles. A cell organelle can be compared to organ of a body. If you take a living organism, it have different organs for different functions. In the same way, if you take cell as a whole, different functions will be performed by different cell organelles. So we can compare cell organelle as organ. But organ is made up of many cells and many tissues, finally together perform one single function. Cell organelles are the small structures found in cytoplasm. This is the difference between cell organelle and organ. Cell organelles are living parts of a cell. Cell membrane or plasma membrane. Each cell is surrounded by cell membrane or plasma membrane. This is the outermost cell structure in animal cells and lies next to the cell wall in plant cells. By this you will understand one thing. In a plant cell there are 2 structures. One is cell membrane, another one is cell wall. Cell membrane is made up of lipoproteins and cell wall is made up of carbohydrate, complex carbohydrate, namely cellulose. Cell membrane or plasma membrane is very thin, flexible, having fine pores and made up of lipoproteins. This is living and semi-permeable and provides protection in animal cells. Semi-permeable means which allows only certain substances to pass through the cell membrane into the cell. Suppose the poisonous substances, toxic substances, the cell membrane stops there. It acts like a watchman. That is why it is called selectively permeable or semi-permeable membrane. Now we are moving on to cell wall. Cell wall is a non-living, rigid structure that surrounds plasma membrane in plant cells, which give shape and rigidity to the cell. This is made up of cellulose, and which is a complex carbohydrate, and it also provides protection to the plant cell. So you know one thing, cell wall is made up of cellulose. That is why plants are rigid, brittle. We can break them. The structure of plants and animals is there a lot of difference, isn't it? Animals, muscles and all, you find that soft nature because they are made up of lipoproteins. They don't have cellulose cell wall, whereas plant cells have cellulose cell wall, which gives them a slight rigidity. That is due to cell wall. Okay, now go through the structure of animal cell and plant cells. When you draw animal cell, you can draw cytoplasm into a light brown or light yellow or creamish color. When you draw a plant cell, you should only use green color, and you should never use colors in your record books or in your exam and all. Color pencils are not allowed, but Green color, when you are using, only use for plant cell. Never use green color for any organelle in an animal cell. And you can find bacterial cell also here. Now we are moving on to cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a semi-liquid substance which occupies most of the cell within the cell membrane. All cell organelles except nucleus inside the plasma membrane together form cytoplasm. That means if you take cell membrane or a plasma membrane as a boundary, whatever substance you find inside, milk cover, for example, you take milk cover, plastic cover, if you take the outside cover as plasma membrane, the milk which is present inside the sachet, that is cytoplasm, like that. All cell organelles except nucleus inside the plasma membrane together form cytoplasm. If you take nucleus and cytoplasm together, we call it as protoplasm. That will come to know at the end of this lesson. Living cytoplasm is always in the state of movement and is made up of soluble organic and inorganic compounds and water. So that you should not think only cell organelles are present in cytoplasm. There are so many structures like organic means proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and inorganic structures means sulfur, phosphorus, carbon, oxygen. So many compounds other than water also are present. Many chemical reactions takes place in cytoplasm. Under microscope, it appears to be colorless, partly transparent and somewhat watery. It is like semi-liquid. Semi-liquid, you have learned in the beginning of the cytoplasm, isn't it? Semi-liquid, somewhat watery. Cytoplasm includes many cell organelles. There are certain non-living structures also, like vacuole and granules, but other things are all living. We are moving on to each structure individually. So cytoplasm includes various cell organelles. Examples of cell organelles are endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, ribosomes, lysosomes, and plastids, nucleus also present in the cytoplasm. Now we are moving on to endoplasmic reticulum. It is an irregular network of tubular double membrane continuous with the plasma membrane on outside and nuclear membrane inside. Now you are going to imagine a plasma membrane starts like a irregular network. Reticulum means network. You might have seen this throw ball net, volleyball net and all you have seen, no? Similar to that, a network. For a windows and window panes and all, we'll put some mesh, no? Like that. Under microscope, it appears very thin mesh-like. It starts with cytoplasm, cell membrane, plasma membrane, and occupies total cytoplasm. Finally, it joins with the nuclear membrane. It informs a network, and that is how the cell is getting some strong structure, what we call it a strength and protection. It appears rough when ribosomes are attached to it and smooth without them. Rough means like suji, you know suji rava? Like rava grains, there are certain grains called ribosomes which have a definite function. Those ribosomes are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. When they contain ribosomes, they appear rough. When they don't have them, they appear smooth. The main function of endoplasmic reticulum is synthesis and transport of proteins and fats, and also acts as supporting framework. So as it is a reticulum, so it is supporting framework. It supports, and it has the connection between cell membrane to outer cell membrane and inside nucleus. So it communicates, it transports, got it? It acts as a pathway. Is that clear? It acts as a pathway and communicates with nucleus to other cell organelles. And one more important point with the endoplasmic reticulum is it provides space for ribosomes. If you take cell size itself is very small. In that, to accommodate so many cell organelles, it is difficult. So ribosomes, like how students sit, 50 students sit in a classroom next to each other. Similar way on the bench how we are seated, similar way these ribosomes are seated on the endoplasmic reticulum. So they provide space also for ribosomes. This is another function of endoplasmic reticulum. Now coming to mitochondria. This is also an important organelle. And the cells get energy through this mitochondria. So these are called energy producers and also powerhouses of the cell. Mitochondria plural, mitochondrium singular. So this is also a double-walled bag. What is meant by double-walled? That is, two layers are present, two walls are present. Children, there are certain structures like ribosomes and lysosomes. They are single-walled structures. There will be a question on this. Name certain organelles which are with double wall. Name certain organelles with single wall. Then you must mention endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria. Mitochondria. These are minute double-walled bags, somewhat spherical, rod-shaped, and sometimes thread-like, with their inner walls produced into a finger-like projections called cristae. Got it? They are protruded inside like fingers, and these are called cristae. They contain their own DNA and RNA. What is meant by DNA? DNA is a chemical substance called as deoxyribonucleic acid. RNA is ribonucleic acid. The name itself suggests these are acids present in the nucleus. So related with the nucleus, related with the cells. So they are called DNA and RNA. They release energy during cell respiration from pyruvic acid and produced in cytoplasm in the form of ATP. Here you are learning ATP means adenosine triphosphate. So adenosine triphosphate is energy released in the cell. So we consume so many kinds of foods, and every time food provides energy, like that you have learned from the lower classes. Food provides energy. Food provides energy. This is a sentence you have kept on learning. What kind of energy food is providing us? It is a chemical form of energy. The chemical form of energy is called as ATP. Where is it produced? It is produced in the cell. That is called cellular respiration. During cellular respiration, the respiration takes place in two sites. One is cytoplasm. There half reaction will be taking place. And in that half reaction, a structure called, a chemical substance called pyruvic acid is produced. And that is sent to the mitochondria. From pyruvic acid, the ATP is produced. That is adenosine triphosphate. Where it is produced? It is produced in the mitochondria. Hence, mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell. What does it do with this ATP? It also provides energy to the cell. At the same time, it stores it, and whenever cell requires, it also provides it. So it is also storing, it is also producing. Is that clear? That is why this is called seat of a cellular aerobic respiration. Stores, synthesizes, and respiratory enzymes. That is why mitochondria plays very important role. Mitochondria are called powerhouses of the cell. The next organelle we are moving to is Golgi Apparatus, or delivery system of the cell. This occurs, delivery system, by this only you will understand some production is taking place. This occurs in the form of granules. Granules means grain-like. Granule means grain-like. Suji, rava, like filaments and sometimes rods, which are supposed to be organized, originated from endoplasmic reticulum, consists of many small groups of hollow means nothing inside, bamboo and all is there, no? And this one straw, like that, hollow tubular structures with membranous walls with minute vesicles and vacuoles. Vesicles means vessel-like structures, and vacuoles. Vacuoles means empty spaces. They secrete many enzymes and hormones. In animal cell, they help in the formation of acrosome, a head-like structure. Sperm is a cell. Acrosome of sperm. Sperm is a male sex cell. For that head-like structure, protective head-like structure is present, called as acrosome. So in the production of acrosome, this Golgi apparatus is helpful. Whereas in the plants, these are called dictyosomes. So these are called dictyosomes in plant cells, and in plant cells they help in the formation of cell wall. Next organelle we are moving to is ribosomes. Ribosomes are small granules, either scattered means hither and thither, in the cytoplasm or attached to the outside of endoplasmic reticulum. You already learnt in the endoplasmic reticulum. When they are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, they are called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. That time you have learnt, no? What are the structures which are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum? Yes, they are ribosomes. They are single-walled, dense, spherical bodies composed of RNA. They are called protein factories of the cell. Why they are called protein factories of the cell? Because their function is to synthesize the required proteins for the cells. Got it? They get dictation from the nucleus and the nucleolus, and they have their own RNA, and they start producing the proteins. What are the proteins? Proteins right from nail to the hair. All muscles, blood cells, all structures, children, they are made up of proteins. So these all proteins are produced in the cell itself. We are not taking them from the outside. They are produced in our body. So that production is called protein synthesis. That is done by ribosomes. Now we are moving on to lysosomes. They are called intracellular digestive centers. That means they digest certain things. These are small vesicles, sac-like, budded off from Golgi bodies. That means Golgi bodies you have learned. Just now Golgi apparatus. They are hollow vesicles you have learned. No. From there they are budded off and they entered into cytoplasm, and then later they get some function and they are called as lysosome. They are single membranes structures containing 40 different kinds of hydrolytic enzymes. Got it? These are structures which will produce a lot of enzymes. They are having these structures are having many functions. Their main functions are intracellular digestion. So the food is digested inside. Anything inside is called intra. One cell to outside is called extra or enter, like that. This is intracellular digestion. Digestion and destroying foreign bodies. Sometimes foreign bodies like toxic substances, poisonous structures, some virus, bacteria, such things enter into the cell means they destroy them. They digest them. And digesting stored food during starvation of the cell. Sometimes on a fasting day, due to various reasons, certain cells will not get food at all. That is called starvation situation. In that situation, like a storehouse, these will give the food. They provide food to the cell. And damaged cells are rapidly destroyed and are dissolved by their own lysosomes. Hence, these are called suicide bags of the cells. So, these are called suicide. Suicide means what? Killing one's own self. Got it? So, you have learned pesticides, insecticides. Killing pests is called pesticides. Killing insects is called insecticides, like that. Killing one's own self is called suicide. Why are these called suicide bags of cell? See, certain things like dangerous virus or bacteria or disease causing germs, something entered into the cell. Cell is not able to destroy that particular thing. In such situations, instead of passing this information or passing this infection to other cell, what the cell will do? These it will destroy themselves itself. So kills itself. So that work is done by this lysosome. So they are called suicide bags of the cell. And finally, in infants, formation of bones by digesting cartilage is also done by lysosomes. Centrosomes. There are certain structures. These are found only in animal cells. Centrosomes. It is clear area of cytoplasm close to the nucleus, contains one or two centrioles. So these are very close to centrosomes. Several long years they did not identify these children and they did not know these centrosomes function also. Why this is existing? Very close. Near the moon you will find one star, isn't it? Like that pole star, you have seen near the moon you will see one star very close to it. Similar way, near to the nucleus, these centrosomes will occur. Got it? These are several years I did not know why these are occurring there. Then after the invention of electron microscope, all these are possible for them. You know what they observed? The dividing cell. When the cell division started, in a dividing cell, the centrosomes played vital role. At that time, they realized centrosomes function. Okay, now we'll learn the structure of it. These are found only in animal cells. It is a clear area of cytoplasm close to the nucleus, contain one or two centrioles. So centrosomes like aster means star, like star, no, with the fibers, with the star, like star, they are present. But inside the centrosomes, there are one or two structures called centrioles. They are rod-like. They have one rod and one dot. Always they are with perpendicular to each other. That means 90 degrees to each other. Who? These centrioles. They rotate like that only. Understood? Centrioles are surrounded by radiating microtubules to form a star-like structure, and it is observed only during cell division. Centrioles are short bundles of microfilaments arranged at right angles to each other. Plastids. These are found only in plant cells, oval, spherical and disc-shaped. Depending upon the color pigments, they are classified into the following. Plastids are the structures we find only in the plants, children. In plants we find many colors. The plant world is colorful. Beautiful flowers, fruits, seeds also have different colors. You take only one single watermelon, children. Outside it is green. If you cut it white color, and inside you have deep red and seeds black. See how many colors you find. See, colorful world is because of this plastids. Got it? The plant world is colorful because of these plastids. There are three kinds, namely leucoplast, colorless. They are colorless and have no pigments. And leucoplast's function is storing starch. Colorless and have no pigment, store starch. Example, cells of potato, sweet potato, all these contain colorless leucoplasts. Rice, wheat, everything. Chromoplast, various colored yellow, orange and red color coloring pigments are present, and these pigments are xanthophylls if they are yellow in color, carotenes if they are orange or red in color. Petals of flowers and fruits. Papaya you take, mango, they are all made up of xanthophylls. Got it? Orange, carrots, and beetroot, they are all made up of carotenes. And some pigments are not associated with plastids and they are found in cell sap. Cell sap is a substance present in vacuole, and some of the pigments like violet color, such dark brown, these are all present in cell sap children. They are not related with the plants and they are called anthocyanins. Chloroplasts, these are green colored plastids. They have green color pigment called chlorophylls. They trap solar energy for photosynthesis. They are doubled membrane, contain proteinaceous matrix and having DNA, having disc-like structures called thylakoids. These thylakoids, no children, one above like solar panels. In a solar heater and all solar panels you have learnt now, or in the solar geysers you would have seen on top. Solar panels will be there like disc like. They are called thylakoids. These contain pigments called chlorophyll. Their main function is photosynthesis. And now we are moving on to assignment. The assignment is as follows. Define the following: cell organelles, lysosomes, cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum, chloroplasts, and mention the function of the following: Golgi bodies, mitochondria, centrosomes, ribosomes, chloroplasts. Differentiate between the following: cell wall and cell membrane, organ and cell organelle, chloroplast and leucoplast. Mention the location of the following: centrosome, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome. Give reasons for the following: mitochondria are called the powerhouse of the cell, ribosomes are called protein factories of the cell, lysosomes are called suicide bags of the cell. Next main, draw a neatly labeled diagram of the following: chloroplast, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus. Children, you are going to write this assignment in A4 sheets so that you can pin, and after reopening, let the date of reopening be anything. It doesn't matter. The day one you are going to submit this in A4 sheets. Do you all know this? A4 sheets. Thank you.